Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. From Niche Gamer, and eventually from Bounding into Comics. BioWare to edit a sexualized cutscenes in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Wait a second. Well, it seems that Niche Gamer is using the console peasant screenshot. Meanwhile, Bounding into Comics is using the PC Master Race screenshot. At least the shading here is much better. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Well, in summary, let me just summarize it quickly. It seems that player male gaze, bad. Female player gaze, good. So don't worry. The sensibilities of Jesus-loving people will be spared in this remaster. Oh wait. The reason why they want to censor the beautiful rounded butt over here is not because of Jesus. Sorry, I got confused for a moment there. Apparently, no. Apparently it's because of social justice and evil male gaze. That's the reason why they're censoring it, not because of Jesus, even though back in the day, if they actually censored it in the 2010s, 2009 or something like that, when Mass Effect 2 was released, I believe, because I played this quite a while ago, it would have been because of Jesus, because Jesus frowns upon this. Well, apparently somebody decided to mow the grass, and quite frankly, they don't realize how important it is that I am recording. Quite amazing, isn't it? I'm gonna have to close the window. But because Streamlabs doesn't have the... Okay. Oh. Okay, that should take care of that. It should take care of those things. The noise, let's see. Alright, then later on I have to check if I didn't dox myself too hard on this. Well, either way, let's get back to the article. Anyway, come on, like, oh yeah, they'll definitely use the excuse that this was because of Jesus back in those days. But today now it's social justice. And to actually think that all those old Christian ladies, all they had to do to get the developers to censor something was just to claim it wasn't from Jesus, it wasn't for Jesus, but it was for I'm sorry, it was for social justice because of the evil male player gaze. Imagine that, how, well, modern problems require modern solutions, and here we have a solution to actually censor the beautiful female form. One needs to censor it and claim it was because of social justice. I call them new Puritans for a reason, and that's the reason why they are afraid of the female form. Imagine being triggered by a couple of pixels that shows the female form in its peak efficiency. Imagine that. Well, and then they have the audacity to claim that we are the incels. These people here are the actual incels. Well, either way, let's go read the article. BioWare has confirmed that Mass Effect Legendary Edition will feature edits to some of its more sexualized cutscenes, particularly those involving Cerberus officer Miranda Lawson. Her form and face is based on an actual real actress. She became quite popular during the Chuck TV show, which was actually fucking awesome. I loved that show, and it's a shame it got it got done. But considering the current Puritanism, I think it was a good time to end. Anyway, announced on February 2nd, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is set to feature not only the 3 games that make up the original Mass Effect trilogy, but also over 40 DLC from all 3 games and enhanced performance, visuals and graphics, all available in HDR. Well, that's great. The problem is that they are going to censor shit. And I absolutely fucking hate when people censor shit. Couldn't they just... I don't know. Why couldn't they allow this to be... fuck it. Anyway, for Mass Effect 1, we took the rough edges off of it and tried to reduce the delta between 1 and 2, because 2 and 3 had a very similar look and feel, and 1 tended to feel very dated. So we spent more time trying to bring it closer to 2, project director Mark Walters explained to Metro in a recent interview. Well, apparently they wasted more time trying to, appease the new Puritans than to actually recover a DLC. Yes, there is a DLC that isn't going to be available because it got corrupted and they don't have the source code for it. So, they are definitely not going to do that DLC. They said they wouldn't do it because it wasn't worth the time, but apparently it is worth the time to actually fix cameras, censor shit, and other things. Huh, who knew? Well, it's getting a bit hot in here, with the doors closed. So let's try to end this. Anyway, Walters continued, there were underlying systems that made it more like an RPG and less like a shooter, but there were other systems like camera movement, aiming and things like that we had to improve over the course of the trilogy. So bringing those into Mass Effect 1 was a no-brainer, and we tried to just smooth out your overall experience, Walters added, reducing the friction from the gameplay but not inherently or fundamentally changing how you progress through the game, how you invest in the squad talents and the class systems and things like that. That was important. In turning their attention to providing players with a better overall experience, Walters further explained that the team gave special attention to improving the game's handling of the female version of Commander Shepard. Those characters lacked customization features and reused many of the male-centric animations from her male counterpart. Let's move on, whether it just be subtle face shape changes or some wrinkles or support or whatever, so she's catching the light and the same kind of quality level. She's a bit around animation. We couldn't change a lot of those, but those were the times when you could change the camera not to focus on one of those animations. So a male Shepard animation would have him sitting with his legs pointed wide open with a low camera angle. So female gaze over here, if you were wearing a skirt, it would be a bit unflattering. Ah, there you go. Evil male gaze, bad. And you can't necessarily change animation, but you can raise that camera up slightly to reduce the problem. Presentation detailing changes come to the master attended biology of character director Kevin revealed. Moving on. There you go. Sadly, though somewhat unsurprisingly, the original 3 games in the trilogy will not be released unaltered, as Walters revealed that the team had made edits to some of the game's more well-rounded cutscenes. When pressed on the accusations leveled against the developer that certain characters and designs such as the all-female Asari or Edie's robot body were made specifically to pander to male audience. Well, turns out that pandering to a male audience sells games. After all, who are the biggest buyers of games in the world? Who buys more games? Who actually buys more Mass Effect? Males or females? Please tell me, who actually buys more Mass Effect games? Male or females? Who does it? Who quite interesting, isn't it, that it was the males? Obviously, if you answered female, you are a bit of a retard. Anyway, Walters noted, I do think a lot of the things have evolved since the original games, but I don't know if I would say we were ultra concerned about it or anything like that, but there were considerations. So basically what he's saying is that the world took a very big regressive step back in time, and they've decided to pander to the old Christian, like, sorry, I got confused again, to the new fat land whales from games journalists who are afraid of not Jesus, but afraid of social justice, who are afraid of the female form. Isn't it interesting how things, the more we go to the future, more the shit stays the same. Anyway, according to Walters, Kevin Meek actually called out some camera cuts that were just, why was that focusing on Miranda's butt? Well, what's the problem of focusing on Miranda's butt? She's actually pretty. If I recall correctly, she was actually designed or bred specifically to look like that. Why can't you just let us have that? But then again, this is what is happening with the current remaster of games. It stopped being more of a remaster and more into more of a changing the game to fit a narrative. Obviously, there are some obvious graphical improvements, but maybe gameplay improvements here and there, but a remaster is just supposed to do that. It's not supposed to actually change the story, change dialogue, change characters, or change animations or camera angles. That should stay as is, unless the camera angle in this case is an actual bug, or an animation is actually a bug, and things like that. Then I agree, those should be changed, but overall it shouldn't change anything. But here we are. Anyway, so in some cases we say, okay, we can make a change there, he recalled, but ultimately to change an entire character model or something like that wasn't really, it was a decision that was made, part of the many creative decisions. It's just showing it at the best possible fidelity that we could going forward. Is really the choice for all of the actors that we had. Well, at least that, because I imagine they will actually make a model, especially from Miranda, to be exceptionally ugly and flatten her butt or things like that. I'm pretty sure that they would have done something like that if they were allowed to do so. Around the ending, then we certainly understand how that didn't hit with some people, but I don't think you suddenly just go in and try to change anything that we got. Well, I never actually played Mass Effect 3 because, well, I never could afford it, and then later on I completely lost interest and I just couldn't be bothered. If I play this Mass Effect Legendary Edition, I will only do so, if I do, is with a mod that restores certain camera angles. And hopefully, no more censorship going on from this trilogy. Because why would you be afraid of the female form? Let us enjoy perfection. What is wrong with these imbeciles? Are they afraid? Are they incels? Because an incel would be afraid of this. Now, there you go. Alright. Because, quite frankly, these people are retarded. And on that note, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My monitor will definitely take a week or more to get here. So enjoy with the bare minimum of my channel just to keep it alive until I do get the monitor. Let's see. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell button. And if you want more of my beautiful videos, although this time I won't be spamming. And if you want more edgy content, go to minds.com/Dr. Jester. Even though in this couple of weeks there won't be any new content there or exclusive content there until I get my monitor. Especially now because I'm boiling and it's absolutely atrocious having to record with this screen only. Anyway, let's see. Oh, yeah. I always forget. Anyway, thank you for watching. Good night.